So this is the start of my day in the life with me. I'm not sure if you'll all find this interesting, but I had quite a lot of requests when I asked for suggestions for vlogs, so here we go. So my day starts about 6 o'clock. My husband always brings me a cup of tea, and then I will show you, but I always have my clothes set out the night before. So over in my sewing corner, I always have what I'm going to wear the night before, and I always have a couple of options dependent on the weather, because I do check the weather the night before, but sometimes it changes. So today I'm going to be wearing my culottes with my Joy top, and I haven't chosen shoes actually. I might wear my Converse trainers. I always have my bag packed. That usually means 2 bags, although in my case it's 3 bags, because I've got a little bag which has just like my purse and my glasses, not my actual glasses but my sunglasses. So yeah, that's how I sort of help to make sure that we can get out quickly in the morning, off to work and off to school. And then my girls have their clothes ready in the back room, just laid out on a chair for them so that it's ready for work and school now. It's 7 o'clock, so we're all set, and let's go and find the car. Hi, so I've just dropped the girls and my husband off at school because they all go to the same school. My husband teaches in year 6, and now I am on my way to work. I had to pull over and change my glasses because the sun's so bright, so I'm wearing my sunnies now, just in case I pop back on later and you wonder why I've got my sunglasses on. Still the same day. I'm still wearing my I Am Joy top. I don't know if you can tell, it's the embroidered one. And then I've just got a Beth cardigan on because it starts the day quite chilly, but hopefully it'll get warm again. So just stopped at some lights again. So you might notice I am wearing a different dress because it's a different day. So I filmed video on my way to work once I dropped my girls off, and it was so wobbly and all over the shop that I decided I need to film again. So I've dropped them off. And then what happens is I drive to school. So where their school is, it's like 10 minutes away from home. So I usually set off about 7, drop them at 7:10, and then I head over to my school, which is about 20 minutes away from them. So I used to work sort of 5 minutes away from their school, but then 2 years ago I changed jobs. I absolutely loved my old school, really happy there, worked with a fantastic team, got lots of friends there, but there was just no room for promotion. I was early years lead there, and I got sort of itchy feet. I'd been there for 7 years, itchy feet, and was looking for, I guess, a bit more of a challenge. And then a job at a school, sort of about 20-minute drive away, came up, assistant head of early years, which is perfect for me at an infant school. So I applied for it, got the job, which I was really excited about, but equally sad because the school that I was currently at, 2 years ago, I absolutely loved, and I had worked with a fantastic team of ladies who are still really, really, really good friends. We go out, well, we used to go out when we could, all the time. We chat all the time, and I'm still really, really good friends with them. But it was quite a tricky sort of transition, I guess. It took me about a year to really feel settled at my new school. But I now love it, and I really enjoy the challenge of the job that I've got. And it's really lovely to see so many early years children go through the school and just be part of that first experience for them. So I do feel really lucky to have such a wonderful job. So that's like about a 20-minute drive, and I do drive past my old school, so it always makes me sort of smile but also feel a bit sad that I'm still not there. But like I said, I'm really happy at my new school. And then when I get to school, it's busy pretty much from the minute I get in. And, because it's a school, I'm not going to be filming inside. But I just thought I'd talk a little bit about my journey. I'm really lucky that my husband works at the school that my girls go to, because it means childcare is sorted. I just drop them 3 off, and then I don't have to worry about the girls. He will either drop them at childminders when we could use childminder, or he just takes them into school with him. So Rue, who's in year 6, was accessing Breakfast Club, and Lola, who's in year 5, went to a childminder up until lockdown happened, and now they don't, because of the whole bubble thing. They have to just be in one setting. So he takes them in and then gets them to do jobs like sharpening pencils or putting laptops out, or just tidying in the classroom before school starts for them. And then I can just get into work and do what I need to do when I'm here. And then in terms of picking up, because it's the same at the end of the day, they can't go to aftercare, they have to stay with him. So he will walk them home from school when they're all ready. Sort of about 10-15 minute walk from home. So maybe it's about a 5-minute drive actually. By the time I've kissed them goodbye and said have a good day, it takes about 10 minutes. But yeah, he'll walk them home, and then I can just join them when I'm finished. As I said in my July plans video, it's Ruby's last day at, not last day, it's her last week at school, primary school, because she's in year 6. So yeah, I think it's going to be an emotional week, but you know, hopefully she'll make the most of it. We just had a wonderful report about her, which is lovely considering the year that she's had. It was really nice to read positive things about her. So I feel like she's ending primary school on a high, which is good. And then we had the same for Lola, really lovely report about her, which is great. So 5 days for them, 4 days for me. Finished. So I'm now at work in the car park, just talking to you. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to go and start my day. So you might notice I look a little bit dishevelled, a little bit more tired than I did this morning. So it's 10 to 6 at the moment. I got home about half an hour ago. On a Monday I have SLT, so I had to stay late at school. Obviously socially distant SLT, so we all sat 2 meters apart. And I've just sorted out the girls' dinner, and then I'm gonna run a bath for them, and then I'll do the bedtime routine, and then I'm contemplating going for a run this evening. Before I've got some cupcakes to bake, and then I'm going to do a tiny bit of sewing. So I'm in the process of sewing a Selkie dress at the moment, the new pattern by them, the Rossetti dress. So last night I got the skirt sewn up and the ruffles inserted to the raglan sleeve details. The next thing is the bias binding, so I paused on that last night because it was getting quite late, and I want to make sure that I do a good job with that. So I might press my bias binding this evening. What I tend to do in the evenings, because I'm quite tired after work, is I'll just do a 15-20 minute job. Don't time myself or anything, but I'll just set myself a small amount of a sewing project to do, so I might do that this evening. But we'll see if I get enough time, because I do want to go for a run and I want to bake some cupcakes. So I'll be back soon. I'm just lay down on my bed at the moment. You'll probably be able to tell I'm hot and sweaty and all red, because I did go for a run. So I'm just going to lie here for a few minutes with the fan on, and then I'll get up and sort cupcakes out. So I'm still in my gym clothes, and I still look a little bit hot and red, so I'm not going to show my face at the moment, but I thought I'd show you what I'm working on. So this is the pattern. It's the Selkie Patterns Rossetti dress, and I'm making this version here. But I'm including the ruffle here in the raglan sleeves. I'm not going to include the ruffle here. I'm not doing the slit because I don't think I need it, and I'm not adding this ruffle. So I have gotten all the way up to finishing the neckline and the armholes, so I need to do this bit. I need to sort out the bias binding strips that I've cut, and that's going to be my job for this evening. So I was planning to a little bit more than that, but I've spoken to my mum and my twin this evening, so that's taken up a chunk of time. So I'm just going to press the bias binding and get it ready so that I can start pinning it onto the dress. So I'll show you. I've already got the bodice ready, and this is the frill bit which we saw on here. So I've constructed this part. I just need to do the bias binding along here. I've put the frill in the raglan sleeve, which is exciting. So it's pretty much ready to go, but I don't want to make a mistake at this point, so I'm just going to do the bias binding step. And then tomorrow evening I'll leave my machine, so I always have my machine threaded ready to go, so I'll leave it set up so that tomorrow evening, if I get a chance, I can jump on and just do a little bit more. So I've got the neckline and the armholes to do. I need to finish the bodice and the skirt. Then I think I need to put them together and do the elasticated waist channel. I'm not doing the frill, but then I need to hem it, and I'm going to leave it for a couple of days so that it can hang. So I'll update you in a little bit to see if I manage to get the bias binding pressed. Before I get on with sewing, I wanted to share these with you as well actually. I've managed to grow these. I'm not very good at gardening. I've never really been able to grow things before. But I've managed to grow some beautiful sweet peas, and they smell incredible, so I just wanted to share them. I didn't want the wind to blow all the petals away, so I've cut them, and I've just got them in a little kilner jar, and they're just on our bookshelf out in the hallway. They smell incredible. They just look really pretty too. So I'm hoping we get a few more sweet peas off of our plant before the summer's over. So I've done my binding. It's ready to be pinned, or actually I don't pin, I tend to use the little clips. Yeah, I don't like using pins, especially on delicate fabric like this. I think it's a rayon, maybe it's a viscose, can't remember. I'll put the details down below so you can see. I'm trying not to get too close because It's not the best look at the end of the day, but anyway, it's a sign that I've had a very busy day, but it's been really enjoyable. So yeah, I've done that. I mean, I could carry on and do a little bit more, but I don't want to make any mistakes because I've got that far with the top part and the skirt part that I want to make sure I finish it properly. So I haven't done a huge amount of sewing this evening. I've literally just pressed my bias binding, and that's it. I'm going to stop. But I have baked. I've baked all the cupcakes that I need. So we've got a leaving party tomorrow at school, socially distanced, of course. So I've baked some banana loaves and some cupcakes. So I'll film me icing them in the morning, which will be the next day, obviously. But I think it'll still be worth including footage in this video. And then tomorrow I'm going to get on with attaching this to the neckline of the bodice, and then I'll do there's a separate binding for the armholes, so I'll do that as well, and hopefully by the end of the week I should have a finished dress. I decided before I go and get in the shower I'm not going to do any more sewing, but I am going to read the next few steps so that when I come to do some more sewing tomorrow I've got a really good idea of what's going on, because I don't know if you can see, but I'm finding the instructions very difficult to match up to the pictures, and especially when there was a few pages right at the beginning where I had to do stay stitching. It was really difficult to work out which pattern pieces I needed to stay stitch and where on there, because the fabric they've chosen for, I mean, you can see it slightly better on here, but it's very difficult to tell on the pictures that they've chosen and the fabric that they've chosen. It's very difficult to tell what the steps are and figure sort of things out. I'm quite a visual learner, so I do rely on the photos in instructions to sort of help me. I don't know if you can see, some of the instructions they're not as clear as they could be, I think because of the fabric they've chosen to use. So I shouldn't have read the instructions because I've now gone on to do, not necessarily sewing, but a bit of prep, I guess. So I've clipped the binding to my neckline ready to stitch tomorrow. So that saved me a little bit of time, and it just means when I come onto my machine tomorrow I can just get started with stitching this on, and then I can press it and turn it on the inside, and then press the neckline and stitch the bias binding, and then I just need to do the armhole section, so do the bias binding for the armhole. Then I need to baste the sort of the what's it called, baste the, where is it? The bodice, that's the word I'm looking for. I need to baste the bodice so that it creates like a V. That's probably a good picture to show you. So this section here, before I pin that then onto the skirt, because the skirt's ready. The skirt is here, ready to be stitched to the bodice once I've done the binding. So whilst I was reading the instructions I thought I might as well pin that ready to go. Before I go and get in the shower, this is the baking that I did. So lots and lots of cupcakes ready to be decorated in the morning, and then 2 banana loaves. There's one and there's another one. So it's another day. I'm wearing a different outfit. I'm wearing a dress that I finished last night actually. So I just thought I'd film an end to the video. So although not filled with a huge amount of sewing, that is a typical day for me. I don't always bake, but I do always do a tiny weeny bit of sewing, whether that is just pinning facing or pressing something, or even just threading my machine. I always try and do a tiny little bit of sewing because I find it just helps my brain switch off from work. So yeah, that's sort of a typical day. I don't go running every day either, I should say that. I go running every couple of days, so I try and do 3 runs a week. That's all of my exercise, aside from all the running around that I do looking after the kids and at work. I go running 3 times a week. I'm not a gym member. I don't do spin classes or anything like that. I don't go swimming. I have an absolute fear of water. That's a fact about me. I'm terrified of water. So I'll take my girls swimming because I know it's really important for them. But in terms of me going swimming, no. I don't enjoy it at all. I get really scared, and there's a lot of anxiety for me around water. So running is absolutely the perfect exercise for me. I normally go out for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and I find that that's enough. And it's a really good way to switch off. So yeah, I hope you found that interesting. I'm sorry if you didn't. It's just me mainly waffling on about my day. But I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.